Hello, my name is Robin and I'm one of your teachers. In the grammar video today, you are going to use what you learned about countable and uncountable nouns and understand how to use there is and there are. Countable and uncountable nouns. Let's start with a short review of countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns are things that you can count on your fingers. For example, 1 onion, 2 onions, 3 onions. 1 tooth, 2 teeth, 3 teeth. With uncountable nouns, on the other hand, we use indefinite quantities. Some water, some rice, some information. There is and there are with countable and uncountable nouns. Now let's talk about how we use there is and there are with countable and uncountable nouns. We use there is and there are to say that something exists. We use there is with singular nouns and there are with plural nouns. For example, with a singular noun, there is 1 pear on the table. And with the plural noun, there are 2 pears on the table. We also use there is with uncountable nouns. For example, there is some milk in the fridge. And when we speak, we usually use the contracted form. The contraction of there is theirs. For example, there's some tea in the teapot, but note that you cannot contract there are. Now, before we move on, watch this short clip from the ABBA film, A Chat in the Fruit Shop.
2 pounds of bananas, please.
Sorry, dear. There aren't any bananas today.
Well, a pound of pears then.
There are no pears either.
Are there any oranges?
No, there aren't any. Sorry, love. There are no mandarins either.
Do you recognize the grammar the 2 women are using? There aren't any bananas today. There are no pears either. Are there any oranges? No, there aren't any. There are no mandarins either. These sentences are examples of the negative and interrogative forms of there are. Negative form. Let's take a closer look at how to use the negative form. To form the negative, we use the contractions of is not and are not. Let's see some examples. There isn't with a singular noun. There isn't a piece of cake on the table. There aren't with plural nouns. There aren't any eggs in the shop. There isn't with an uncountable noun. There isn't any chocolate in the cupboard. Notice how any is used with uncountable and plural nouns. Remember, any is used in negative and interrogative sentences. Did you notice that in the clip from the ABBA film, the shopkeeper sometimes uses no instead of not any? We often use are no with plural nouns and is no with uncountable nouns. There are no trains on Sunday. There's no sugar in this coffee. There is no need to worry. Occasionally, we use is no with singular nouns like this. He said there is a book on the table, but there is no book. Questions and short answers. And now let's learn how to ask questions with there is and there are. To form a question, we place is or are in front of there. Is there a market nearby? Use short answers to reply to these questions, like this. Yes, there is. No, there isn't. We use any in questions with plural nouns and also with uncountable nouns. Are there any oranges? Yes, there are. No, there aren't. Is there any information? Yes, there is. No, there isn't. Well, in this class, you have learned how to use there is and there are, affirmative, negative, and interrogative, and which one to use with countable and uncountable nouns. I hope you enjoyed this class. It was lots of English, right? Remember, if you have any doubts, you have an assigned teacher who will help answer your questions and guide you throughout your learning process. Take care. Bye.